Hello my friends, I'm going on a quick adventure to London. Last night I saw that Tom Bilyeu will be in London tonight, so I booked a ticket as fast as I can to take the bus. He's the host of Impact Theory, and he also runs a business called Quest Nutrition, where they make healthy snack bars. One of his main missions in life is to help people get out of the matrix. Now, for some of you that know me already, I'm really fascinated and inspired by the movie The Matrix, because it's so relevant to where our society is at today and evolving towards. So I'm really looking forward to meet this guy and ask him some questions and just vibe with him.
Today, Forbes magazine was asking me, like, who are your mentors? I said, well, my first mentor is my wife. And that's like what she's taught me, to like always be trying to be a better version of yourself, and to be allow yourself to be shaped into something that's better. And one of the things that we always do for each other is we made a pact many years ago. Don't ever show me sympathy. I don't want sympathy, right? Like today when we were running late for this, and I was like, fuck, I have one more thing to do. We have this phrase we repeat, which is, we chose this life. So she was like, we chose this life, we chose this life, we chose this life. So it's like, you have to remember, like, yes, sometimes it's going to be hard no matter what you're trying to do. It's going to be really hard. In fact, I can't promise it'll ever be fun. I can't promise it'll be easy. But oh dear God, I can promise it'll be hard, right? It's the only guarantee I can make. So if you know that it's going to be hard, don't look for sympathy, but look for empathy, right? I want her to be empathetic. Like when it's hard, I don't want her to point and laugh. That would suck. But I don't want her to get on her knees with me and cry and be sad. I want her to extend a hand, pick me up, remind me of who I'm trying to become, and show me the path to get there. Right? That's what you want, like when you've been knocked to your knees. And that's what we always reciprocate in each other is, look, when you've been rocked, when you're emotionally distressed, secretly you want sympathy, right? You want pity, but that's not what's going to help. And so that's been like what we've cultivated in each other, is not to take that easy road of asking for the sympathy or even offering, because you want to give it as well, right? The last thing I want to do when she's like totally emotionally messed up is be like, come on woman, like man up, get up, let's do this. But it's like, that's the only way you're going to get where you want to go. You know what I mean? And one of the most like important mantras for me is, don't sell out what you want most for what you want right now. Because you're going to want something easy right now, right? Right now, maybe I want to go watch the football game. But what I want most is to build a media empire, right? So you've got to stay. David Goggins set a bar. And I've never met anybody that set the bar that high, and I still haven't come even close to anything anywhere near that, but it really does show me the power of suffering and the willingness to learn. So yes, it made me do a fast, which is just the beginning, and it has put the power of suffering on my mind in a way that nothing else has. So
right, but before Goggins you were already very productive. I mean, this was video 100 or something or more. How did you get to that point? Because already you were very successful when you met him, and you were already having that warrior spirit inside.
So I already had the warrior spirit inside me when I met Goggins, so like what's really going on, Tom? This seems weird. So here is how you achieve greatness. The only way is to spend 20% of your time woefully dissatisfied, absolutely horrified with who you are right now today. Now, back when I couldn't get out of bed, if you had shown me who I would be now, I'd be like, what's there to be dissatisfied about? I would be over the moon, ecstatic, couldn't believe it. In fact, we were just talking about that today. She asked me at lunch, 15 years ago when we got married, where did you really think you would be today? And I was like, I'll be honest, I always hoped that we would be successful, but part of me doubted it. and I had no idea how we were going to get there. And so back then I had to force myself to pretend in order to take the step. Now here's the beauty. If you pretend, like if you just act as if, it's all going to work. Act as if I'm going to succeed one day. Act as if I'm going to be rich, right? Which was my obsession then. And you just put one foot in front of the other, because it's like, I'm not going to allow myself to move backwards. Okay? So I've said this is my goal. I'm going to take that step. I'm going to take that step. I'm going to take that step.
The language that you use, you never said if you. It was always when you.
Correct.
Tiny little differences where, like, it was the Rover who said, I hate the phrase just do it. Like, putting the word just allows you to kind of yourself that it should be do it. Not well, just do it.
Very true.
You never say it, it's always when.
I do seek to earn credibility with myself. So credibility, like, if you have a promise to yourself and you haven't given up, technically you're still sort of within the confines, right? But if you're trying to earn credibility with yourself, the gym for me is huge for that. I hate the gym, legitimately, but showing up every day in the gym, like, because people tell me, well, Tom, you know all these cognitive tricks, why don't you get yourself to enjoy the gym? And that's when I'm like, grasshopper, now it's time for the real lessons. If I were to do that, then I wouldn't have the opportunity to do something that I hate, to earn credibility with myself, to show up, to push through the pain. I wouldn't be putting myself in a position to suffer. It's actually more powerful to not do that, to keep it as something that hurts, that isn't enjoyable, that I only do to earn credibility in myself, than it would be to find a way to fall in love with it. So the question is, I'm a very different person now than I was 20 years ago. What were the first steps that got some momentum going in a good direction? And the answer is, it's a notion from Tony Robbins, and it's called a compelling future. You need a compelling future, and I cannot emphasize that enough. If you feel stuck in your life, I promise it is a result of one thing. You're not excited about what you're doing on a day-to-day basis or what you're building. Now, the problem is people think that a passion is something you have, it was given to you at birth, and now it's about digging in your mind and uncovering it. It does not work like that. Passion is developed. Passion is a result of an interest that you gain mastery in, and in the process of getting really good at that thing, you'll either realize you love it so much that you're willing to fight through the boredom that it takes to get great, or you realize that you don't, and you need to move on to a different interest. Expose yourself to a lot of things and find the one that makes you feel most alive. Right? That's the thing. Like, when you click onto that thing, chances are that's an area that you want to go deep down. Now, where people get really conflicted, what happens when the thing that I love is incongruous with building wealth? That's where a lot of people sketch out. Most people can't handle, like, looking at their life and never at least having the chance of the fancy vacations, the big house, the car, the whatever. Now, 9 times out of 10, there actually is a way to find a problem within that universe that affects enough people that if you solved it, you can make a lot of money. But some people want to do something directly. Here's a thought experiment I want you guys all to do. I do this a lot. Do the thought experiment of all of your life, every memory that you have is a lie. And literally you're in the Matrix. And just this moment, they uploaded your entire life. What you believe to be decades of, like, knowing your mom and dad and all that, and the vacations and the heartbreak and all of it, it's all fake. And you started existing right now at this moment. So now you can choose of your past, what are you going to believe? And of your future, what holds true? Or do you want to create something entirely new? And that only right now, today matters. Once you can get into the zone of remembering, you can only have an experience now. Have you guys read Eckhart Tolle?
Yes.
Okay, The Power of Now?
Yes.
I'll summarize the book for you. You really don't need to read it. This is actually the only point of the whole fucking book. The only thing you can experience is right now. So if you're obsessing over the past and the past is haunting you and something really traumatic happened to you in the past, remember, it's the obsession on it today that hurts. The past is gone. It literally can't touch you. But you've hardwired your brain to obsess about it today. The future isn't real, so all of your anxiety about how wrong it could go, you're in the present making that up. So you're suffering about a future that exists only now in the present. So once you get a hold of your brain here and now, and understand here and now, then you've got something. So why do I think that people will chase wealth forever? Because it's powerful today. If you have it today, you can facilitate amazing shit, okay? And to pretend that that's not real is a mistake. But the only thing that matters is how you feel today. So the chances that money are going to make you feel awesome today are virtually zero. The thing that's going to make you feel awesome today is something entirely different. Contributing to other people, helping them. You're not going to have a bigger high. You're not going to feel better about yourself with money. And I was talking about that, I think on London Real. When I got money, finally had real money, I thought I would feel differently about myself. And you don't. Here's either an awesome piece of knowledge or something terrifying. You are going to follow you everywhere. Okay? If you think, oh my God, my life is in shambles, I'm in total misery, I need to start over. Whatever depressive thoughts and obsessions and anxieties you have in London, you will have in the south of France, you will have in Brazil, you will have wherever you go. Okay? So all of that stuff is going to follow you. Likewise, if you can find fulfillment in getting good at something and then contributing to other people with that talent that you've worked your ass off to develop, no one can take anything from you. So it's finding that thing right here, right now, in and of yourself, nothing needed beyond, then everything else becomes gravy. It becomes the game that you're playing. But to bring it back to the initial question, that first step of momentum was creating a compelling future for myself and allowing myself to believe, in spite of my doubt, that I could make it real. All of life is but practice. Burn that into your nervous system. All of life is but practice.
Hey guys, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you really enjoyed watching Tom Bilyeu spitting his knowledge and insights during this meetup. It was really insightful for me to hear him talk about pain and struggle and see how he deals with that, because that for me has been one of the points I've been struggling with myself, like how do I deal with pain and going through the harder parts of being an entrepreneur and negative emotions. And he really hit home for me on those levels, and I love the energy he was projecting, like a real warrior energy of like just going down, grinding, going in the darker parts for at least 20% of your time, so you could have the 80% of your time in the lighter, the more fun, the more exciting things. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and it's about time for me to start kicking some more entrepreneurial ass again myself. So take care.